Coming up, we're going to discuss the new Toy Story Land.
You got a friend in me. Welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
Today we're going to be taking a look, or actually give our first impressions, of the brand new Toy Story Land at Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios. I almost had to think about it for a second because is it still really Hollywood Studios at this point?
Well, and is anybody going to see anything except Toy Story Land for the next 12 months?
For the next year, yes. For that.
That would be 12 months.
Shut up, I'm not good at math. We know this. We did it. We did a budget meeting today and I suck at math.
Yes. So
anyway, Toy Story Land. So
we haven't even seen it.
Well, no, we have seen, not in person, but we've
Correct.
seen all of the social media posts, all of the news about it.
All of the YouTubes.
All of the ride POVs. Do you know what POV means this time, Jessica?
Yes,
okay, we got
point of view.
You should go back and see the Pixar Pier one when she didn't realize what a POV was.
Moving on. You didn't know that 12 months and 1 year were the same thing, so.
Moving on. Toy Story Land opened June 30th, and we are going to talk about some of the things that stuck out to us from other people's videos and all that kind of stuff that's been going out there. So what's the first thing you want to talk about with Toy Story Land?
Oh my gosh, it opened freakishly early. 6 a.m.?
And on top of that, I heard, and I think saw too, people were lining up at 4 a.m.
Yes. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. The rides actually didn't start until 6:30, but they let people into the park at 6.
Well, remember how when Pandora opened, they let the park open an hour, like at 7 when it was supposed to open at 8, which was already extra magic hours. And then they started the rides at 7:30 because it took 30 minutes for everybody to get in there and then line up properly.
So I was right.
So you're not always right, but sometimes
But this time I'm right.
But imagine, can you imagine getting there at 4 a.m.?
No. First of all, I
we're
would
doing
be
that
tired.
for Star Wars Land.
I'm not going when it first opens.
We might be going when it first opens.
I am not going. You can go with your buddies, but I don't have a death wish.
Our families might be going.
I don't have a death wish.
Anyway.
So that was crazy to me. Because think, you would be exhausted by the time you get to ride Slinky Dog Dash.
I think you'd be so excited at that point, though, that it's
Would you, though? Wouldn't the hype
Wouldn't you, though?
Wouldn't the hype kind of have died down in the 4 hours you were waiting for Slinky?
I don't know. But talk about the time that people got there, talk about that line and the time they had to wait in line.
Dude.
Just at some points to get into the land.
So how long, do you know how long the longest wait was to get into the land?
I heard that it was as long as 3 hours just to get into the land. It was 6 hours, which is the max time they post 300 minutes for. Is that right?
No, that's 5 hours.
No, so they only do up to 5 hours. See, I told you I'm bad at math.
Ah, you need to go back to third grade.
Struggling over here tonight. 5 hours posted time, but I think they called it 6 hours basically because that's what I kept.
So like 3 hours that you're outside of the land and 3 hours once you get in line.
6 hours in line
to get in the land
for Slinky Dog Dash, which was the most popular ride. 3 hours to get in, and the line not only came out of Toy Story Land. Around the back of all what was Pixar Pier, circled back through Pixar Place, not Pier. Okay, I'm struggling really bad tonight.
Yeah.
All the way back around and then back out around the Chinese Theater. So it made like a zigzag.
No, it went out the Chinese Theater and then was all the way back by Sci-Fi Diner.
That's right. It went to ABC Commissary too, like
it was,
that.
I told you, Sci-Fi Diner. That's the farthest I saw it on the videos I watched.
That was crazy.
That, I would just be like, cancel. I'm going in. I'm getting something to eat. I'll see y'all later.
Cancel.
I'm just saying.
But
I mean,
think
I would
about
be
the
pumped,
excitement of that too. You know, it almost makes it worth it. But I don't know if I would wait. I would wait an hour to get in Toy Story Land. I don't know if I'd wait 3 hours.
So like an hour to get in the land, then 3 hours for Slinky Dog Dash. So
I could on day
hours.
one to say I did it. I could see myself waiting for the ride, but no, I would not wait to get in for more than an hour.
That's fair. Day one. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
but if it was day one for us, we would have been there at 4 a.m. camped out too.
Oh yes, we would have been there at 2 a.m. camped out.
No,
probably wouldn't allow us to do that. But
right, I thought 4:30 was the earliest you could be there, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 4. Because what time were the Disney buses running?
I don't think they start running until about like an hour and a half or something until the park opens. But anyway,
gosh, that's a long freaking line. Like, so do they have to like? if there's a fire, you know, like when you're indoors, this is a good story, isn't it? You know, when you're indoors and there's like a fire hazard, fire code, yeah, like how many people you can be in.
I'm sure they will
exceed that. Is there a fire code for outdoors?
Now, they did reach capacity during the day when they wouldn't let anyone in until...
That's what I'm looking for.
And they were actually letting people in like in small groups, I think is what I was being told on social media, that they were kind of like, all right, your group goes in, wait a little while, your group goes in, because they were, I guess, thinking people were filtering out as they get off the rides. Speaking of the rides, we should just talk about them a little bit. So the obvious ones are Slinky Dog Dash, Alien Swirling Saucers.
That was hard to say. Alien Swirling Saucers.
Say that 3 times fast.
No.
And then obviously Toy Story Mania, which now has the entrance in Toy Story Land.
Finally.
Which one stuck out to you the most?
I mean, I don't want to pick the obvious ones. I'm going to pick Alien Swirling Saucers.
Oh, you could have just picked the obvious one, but yeah. I mean, here's what I'll say about Alien Swirling Saucers. I was Swassers.
What's a Swasser?
Hashtag Swassers. I was skeptical of this ride, but watching it...
It looks so freaking fun!
It looks fun. Like, I mean...
It looks kind of like the teacups, just you're not in charge of much.
It's
like teacups and Dumbo.
And Scrambler. Do you know what a Scrambler is at a fair? You know, it kind of feels like it slings you out and spins you around at the same time.
Real fast.
It's not fast, but I think I could see myself being okay waiting in a 45-minute line for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably max.
You might be able to convince me for an hour, but...
It was when I saw this video that this one guy did, it was 150 minutes. I was like, yikes.
And then obviously the 300-plus minute wait for Slinky Dog Dash. But again, for day one, I would do it that one time, but I probably wouldn't wait. I wouldn't wait more than an hour for this ride.
For what
after then Slinky Dog Dash. For my first ride, I would probably wait for 3 hours for it. But after that, I would wait no longer than an hour. Because
it looks like a kind of a short ride.
No, I actually thought it looked really long compared to what I thought it was going to be. And I think what makes it longer is because if you watch some of the videos, you'll see that it stops at one point and then shoots them off again.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you a little bit of a take a second, realize what just, kind of you went through there, and then kind of enjoy the second part of it. So I think it actually enhances your experience a little bit.
You're not wrong.
But I think it looks really fun, despite how like family friendly it looks.
Oh, I agree, but I think that's the appeal.
Right.
Is that it is super family friendly, because while Pandora is awesome, I don't necessarily see 6-year-olds loving it like adults would. I think Toy Story Land is fun for kids of all ages. Isn't that like a Disney tagline? Like fun for kids of all ages.
And then we don't really need to say anything else about Toy Story Mania, but
except that it's stinking awesome.
It is,
and
awesome.
One time I beat Kyle.
One time.
One
time. But they have a new queue entrance, which looks pretty good. I personally, I don't know. I'm nostalgic. We've talked about this. I prefer the old entrance, but now that it's going to be incorporated into
it makes way more sense.
It makes more sense, but
and
I like the old stuff.
So with Galaxy's Edge, I'm saying that correct?
Yes.
That will now be that old walkway, right? Pixar Place?
No, they don't know what they're going to do with that yet, because there's which brings up another point here. There's only one entrance and exit to Toy Story Land right now. Why do you think that is?
So I thought it was just kind of crowd control. It'd be easier to control people, especially the first weekend, going in and leaving. I could be wrong. It could be a fire hazard.
I think that's a great point, because I think that's how you control who's coming in and out at this stage of it.
Right.
Now, when not Toy Story Land, that's what we're talking about.
Edge.
When Galaxy's Edge opens up, it's going to probably have that connecting path that you can enter through both. Can you imagine the lines going to get into those two places? Like,
I'm already stressed. You know what the only good thing it is? Pandora's line will be shorter now.
Now somebody said that, and it's actually been just as long. It hasn't affected it at all yet.
There's no stinking way.
That somebody posted the thing, and
you serious?
It was still 2.5 hours for Pandora.
2.5 hours is half the time of 5 hours, so
it's still a long time.
Smart.
Let's be smart. So last couple parts that I want to talk about Toy Story Land.
Well, we know one of them is food.
Of course. But we've also got to talk about the ambiance.
Oh my gosh, Kyle.
The Imagineering behind this. I, again, was skeptical what they were going to be able to pull off with this land. I want to go be a kid again.
How could you ever be skeptical of this? First of all, doesn't it kind of remind you of Honey, We Shrunk the Kids?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
No,
not
Honey, We.
No, it's Honey, I. Not Honey, We. Honey, I.
Honey
anyway,
something.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
You know how, like, all the toys are big? Yeah. First of all, I stinking loved, what is it, Andy's Lunchbox? where when you look in, you're literally in his lunchbox. His canteen is there with the gum stuck on the top. And
oh, I didn't see that part. That's kind of
smashing the lid on. There's the pencil, the number 2 pencil over here. The Tinker Toys. It was so freaking cool. Like, we haven't even been there, and I feel like it's so cool.
I like the aspect of, if you watch the Green Army Men, not only can you meet them there, but they do like a drum cadence marching through the land. So that's pretty cool.
Do you notice their feet?
Yeah, they have the little like
they've got
pads,
the extra little green
things,
piece to them.
Yeah, they've had those before, but like now that you actually see them like marching and stuff with them, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The benches are all pieces of toys like dominoes.
No, the popsicle stick benches. Did you see those?
The popsicle stick bench,
with,
that
like,
was really good.
The different colored popsicle stick.
Right. And I think the part that I was skeptical of is how are they going to do the whole, it's in the backyard, but we're going to have plant life that kind of looks like grass, and they did it. I don't know how they did it. How do you do it, Imagineering? How do you do it?
That's why they're Disney. They get paid the big bucks. You know, the only thing I didn't see?
What?
The bathrooms. I wonder if those are Imagineered too. Or
they are.
Just
I've seen one picture of it. And I can't really remember the aspect of it. But again, there's somebody who like always goes and takes pictures of the bathrooms and wants to like compare them. That's what we're going to do on our next trip. Compare Disney bathrooms. Bathroom
comparisons.
All right, real quick. Food. What did you notice from Woody's lunchbox? So
the only thing that I saw was the one video I watched. The guy got the s'mores French toast with a something crust. I'm not sure. But it was cinnamon. It was chocolate ganache and marshmallows. And then he got this special drink that was something punch. I'm not sure, but it had Powerade. He said it tasted like orange.
Oh, yes.
Lime.
I saw that one. That was really good.
Yeah. And then he got the cup, the souvenir cup, where it's got the claw and the alien, you know.
And the alien.
So, but the cup was like $17.
I'm really interested to try the barbecue sandwich at Woody's Lunchbox. That's what really stuck out to me.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they're really doing a really good job with the theming of the merchandise here, too, because they've had the little alien hats that are basically mini
Did you
ears.
see? I was about to say, the mini ears that are aliens?
Yeah, so they're doing a really good job with all this, selling the Slinky Dog like toys and stuff. Oh, it's so good. So good, Disney. I mean, they take all our money from us.
I want to go watch Toy Story again.
I do, too. All right, one last aspect of this video today is we're going to try to do this a little bit more often, but we want to get some of your impressions pre-show so that we can share them here on the air tonight. And so I've got one here, I believe, unless somebody else has commented in that time, from Jeremy from Main Street Magic. He has a podcast. You should go check it out. Kyle, remember to put the link here for him. He says, absolutely loved it. Smiled ear to ear. See what he did there? You know, ear to ear. The whole weekend through the land, the rides, the food, even the bathroom. He loves the bathroom. So well detailed and lots of little hidden details you'll pick up each time you visit. Swirling Saucers and Slinky Dog are perfect family rides. And see,
that's what I was saying.
It's a great aspect because when people think family ride, they think hokey, kind of, not really fun for all. But this looks fun. We're going to spend so much time there.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited now too. So that is, I lost my line there. What were we supposed to do? I'm so excited for it.
That is Toy Story Land.
You should, in the comments section below, what do you think about
What's a comics section?
Comments section. Let me and her know what you think about your first impressions for Toy Story Land. What else should they do?
If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and you can like it as well. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all we have for you in this episode, but until we assemble again,
may the force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye. Okay, what's wrong?
I need my phone because I have to. You're calling me.
You told me to call.
Hello?
My phone still has not died.